What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got another episode this week in Warframe. We're going over the entire weekly reset, and unfortunately, I am definitely feeling under the weather with an extremely scratchy throat. So if I do end up muting the mic to cough or anything like that during this video, I do apologize, but we're trying to grind this out as quickly as possible. We're also live on stream right now. I'll be pulling an omni forma bundle giveaway once this video goes up. We'll be doing another one right after that too, so come on, stop by for free items if you want. Alright, first weekly reset item is going to be a rifle ribbon mod at Teshin. Could have sworn it was going to be an Umbra forma this week, but apparently not. Also got evergreen stuff at the bottom too. Now as far as weekly stuff going on this week in Warframe, you got your normal weeklies, but also we have an upcoming Umbra forma alert starting on Friday. There's also a double XP event going on for like another 15, 16 hours. So if you want to go grind some stuff up level-wise, be my guest. But yeah, as far as your anniversary alert stuff this week, we've currently got the XP weekend going until basically tomorrow morning. But yeah, starting on Friday, you got the Wisp Dex skin and the Operator Drifter Dex skins, and also an Umbra Form Elite alert as well. And then basically in 2 weeks, there's going to be the double credit weekend that will end off the anniversary event. So yeah, bunch of credits at the end of the month. Moving on to the Duviri, basically Duviri Dormo Zone over here. It's a great place to grab Archon Catalyst and basically companion ribbons. Those are the main things you come over here and look at. But there's also technically some other stuff too if you want to grab that too. And a reminder, this will require Pathos clamps to grab it. It looks like we have a pretty decent week over here with an Archon Reactor for 20 Pathos, a Shotgun Ribbon. Keep in mind, Shotgun Ribbons are actually more rare nowadays than they used to be because DE actually adjusted the drop rate of Shotgun Ribbons. They are actually the most rare ribbons compared to Companion and Arcwing Gun for that matter. Also got a Rifle Ribbon for 15 Pathos as well. So pretty good stuff there if you want to grab that. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weekly loot at the calendar and the ETA. I'd also like to remind you too that for about 2 more days there is a maxed out 60% Meyer. Coda Meyer made a video on it yesterday. Pretty strong, but yeah, it's 60% the highest roll could possibly be at Eleanor. So if you want to grab that, it's not technically tied to the weekly reset, but you could totally go grab that if you want to. All right, moving on to our calendar over here. We've got some hopefully good weekly loot. First drop will be a Forma Blueprint or a secondary Archon Adapter, which is going to be fully built already. And for your first buff, you've got Practice Precision giving melee crit chance, Broadened Horizon giving 10% range after pick up an orb for 10 seconds, or Thick Skin giving 250 armor. Reminder, these are only active in 1999, but that means they will be active in your Lich Hunt and in your Elite Temporal Archimedea as well. Moving past that, we've got the next drop of a guaranteed Orange Shard, which is pretty good on Mesa and some other frames, or a 3-day resource booster. So basically 40 plat or a Orange Shard. After that, you've got another drop of either 2k Kuva, so basically nothing, or a singular Arcane, so basically nothing. This is a not great loot drop on this level. 2k Kuva is not even a ribbon roll, and 1 Arcane is 1 plat, or 3 plat maybe. But after that, you got some more perks to choose from. You got More the Merrier, giving non-10 allies increased melee attack speed and fire rate. Targeted Medicine, giving you a ability to pick up health orbs by shooting them. Or Heavy Javelin, making AoE damage when you do a heavy attack. But it's not that much that much damage. As far as these perks are not the best, I'd probably end up going for More the Merrier to make your companion more powerful. After that, you got Amir's birthday, and then another drop of a fully built Forma. That's kind of nice, a fully built Forma, no blueprints here, or 2 Arcanes. I'd probably say to go for the fully built Forma. And for your final page here, you got some relatively good perks with Heavy Mag, giving increased magazine size, Psionic Blast, giving AoE rad procs and you're damaged, or Practice Precision, giving more crit chance. You got 2 Practice Precisions this week for a total of 40% crit chance on melees. And for your final drops here, a singular Arcane or a secondary Adapter. This is a pretty underwhelming week of this loot, gotta say. And then for the last drop, you got a Archon Reactor Blueprint and Archon Catalyst Blueprint. Reminder, Omni Forma are no longer fully built from this source. They will always be blueprints going forward. But yeah, I'd probably say go grab the Archon Catalyst because they make weapons quicker than they make frames most of the time. Moving on to the Temporal Archimedea stuff. This is going to be pretty much the fan favorite mission for now. These are viewed as more difficult than the Elite Deep Archimedea. They can actually give pretty valuable loot too, such as Arcane Hotshot and even combined Archon shards, like purple or green Archon Tau shards. Reminder too, like I said, the Mire is here for about an hour, a day and 23 hours. It's like 60% impact. You can just change it to any element you want, the Elemental Vice. But yeah, let's take a peek at what we got over here. Hopefully it's going to be really, really brutal, because it's more fun when it's like that. Okay, so we've got... where is the boss fight, D? There's not been a boss fight still, but we've got Defense back again. I think Defense has been here every single mission, or every single week. Defense, Legasite Harvest, and Hell Scrub, basically Survival. As far as the modifiers, for Defense, Noise Suppression. Drones fly above flare spraying with a Fervon gas. Dense Fog. The Fervon gas blankets the level. Enemies can drop filters that can provide a temporary reprieve, so basically you can't see where you're going, it sounds like. And also Hostile Regeneration. Enemies slowly regenerate health. That seems like a pretty easy defense, at least. And the best part is it's actually on the first mission, so if you fail it, you can actually just hop back in without wasting too much time. Legasite Harvest, the second mission. Oh, look, they're back again. The 2 Legasites will spawn each round and have it takes twice as many needed captures for success. You get to capture 6 Legasites, and they'll have a lot of damage attenuation, so prepare to shoot them for quite a while. Good thing I have Wukong, Zephyr, and Gyre. Those should be pretty good choices. Additionally, all enemies have Overguard. Hopefully that Overguard does not work on the Legasite, because then that would be even more tanky. And for the last one, when killed, Scaldra Droops drop an artillery beacon that summons bombardments. So they should, at least the enemies should be in the basement, so there shouldn't be that many Scaldra around. But yeah, get ready to shoot that Legasite for like a good 2 minutes straight. And for your last mission, Survival, hold your breath. The entire region deals toxin damage, so hopefully you got Wisp. Increasing the longer the players are outside in basically the toxin area. Being near a health scrubber means you won't be draining your health from toxin procs, and also there'll be static temporary zones created. So pretty rough on that one. Hopefully you got some HP or something like that. Next one, Artillery Beacons. The same thing as the previous mission. When you kill a Scaldra, there'll be a bombardment on the area. And the last one, It's Alive. Within the underground, hostile overgrowths will attack if players stop moving. So basically, the most annoying part will probably be the really long Legasites, and maybe this toxin zone as well. For your individual modifiers, Ability Overload makes it where a Void Rift is open after you cast an ability. Gear Embargo means no gear is usable. Dull Blades means reduced melee combo chance. And Fractured Armor, whenever you cast an ability, you lose some of your armor. So that shouldn't be too terrible, but partially because I have Wukong. And any frame that has an Exalted is basically a free EDA, in my opinion. Or ETA or EDA, in my opinion. Alright, now that we covered that, let's go ahead and take a look at the Elite Deep Archimedea, which still is worth doing. Just it doesn't give combined purple shards. It gives red shards, blue shards, yellow shards, which you have to combine into purple and green shards. So, yeah. Technically, I mean, you could call that better or worse, because for me, I have so many purple Tau shards now that I actually need more red normal shards, and you can't unfuse them. So, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to getting a bunch of red shards tonight, hopefully. Okay, so yeah, this is a great place to go on a weekly basis. You're going to use some of your 5 Netrocell search pulses to activate the ETA and the EDA. And as far as those acronyms, it's Elite Deep Archimedea and Elite Temporal Archimedea. Okay, what we have here, so we've got Survival, Near Defense, and Alchemy. So a pretty long one this week, unfortunately, just like last week. These missions are going to take a little bit longer than like an Exterminate or whatever. As far as your mission types, though, for Survival, you got Parasitic Towers. The life support towers only activate when there's 20 enemies dead within a 15-meter radius of them, so very annoying for solo. Alluring Archonids. Dog robots will pull Warframes towards them when they charge their attacks. And Commanding Culverins makes enemies deal more damage to Overguard and Necromex. For Mere Defense, seemed like pretty similar modifiers last week, actually. The Vosphine Glyphs required to activate the defenses are doubled. Guardian Eximus mechs may appear, and also Devil's Bargain, meaning you lose ammo a lot faster when you're near a dead enemy. And for the last mission, Alchemic Invulnerability is unfortunately active, one of the most annoying modifiers in the game. 10% of the enemies are equipped with an impervious elemental shield that can only be destroyed when a proper elemental grenade is thrown at them. So very annoying on that front. You basically have a bunch of immune enemies standing around. Bolstered Belligerents. All enemies have Overguard equal to 50% of their maximum health. And Vampire Limitus. These Vampire Limitus will chase you down and basically kill you. So, pretty annoying Final Alchemy mission, actually. Very annoying Final Alchemy mission. And as far as your personal modifiers, Hypersensitive makes it where the duration of status procs that are negative are tripled on you. Transference Distortion means no operator allowed. Knife Step Syndrome means you lose health while moving. Jumping pauses the effect. Energy Exhaustion, you lose energy for each enemy nearby you. which can scale it pretty well. So, a relatively brutal EDA. For your guaranteed Archon shard for the week, you can go to Bird 3 and grab a blue Archon shard, Azure, providing things such as armor, HP regen, and more. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the some more of the weeklies. These are the big places you'll get the Archon shards, which are a bottleneck thing per week. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the Deep Archimedea, or the Incarnons. These are going to be, another thing that's also bottleneck per week. You only get 2 per week, but you also have to wait for the rotation to come around too. But first off, we've got, for normal circuit, Nova, Vauban, and Saren. Now, as far as where these frames come from, this comes from an easy boss fight. I believe it's called the Raptor, so one of the easiest boss fights in the game to farm. Saren comes from Kayla the Fame on Sedna, which is not the easiest to farm, but also not the hardest. And Vauban comes from Nightwave creds. So if you want to save some Nightwave creds, grab Vauban for your normal circuit if you want to grind it out. As far as their helmet abilities, Null Star for Nova is very good. Tesla for Vauban's pretty good, and Molt for Saren is very good. So probably the worst helmet of the 3, but also the hardest to farm. Normally, I'd say go ahead and grab Vauban for your weekly frame there. Now for Steel Path, I'm not going to cover these too in depth because we cover them a lot on the channel, but we've got some pretty good Incarnons. Also got some Kuva here if you want to grab that instead. Now, as far as what we have here, we've got the Bow Incarnon, the Latron Incarnon, the Furis Incarnon, the Furax Incarnon, and the Strun Incarnon. The best Incarnons this week are going to be number 1, the Furis, and number 2, the Latron. But I could definitely see you going with number 2 being the Strun instead if you want to use a shotgun over a rifle. Now, as far as what these all do, the Bow Incarnon is an extremely far-range melee. It's so far-ranged, actually, its Incarnon form gives you 4 extra meters of range. So you slap on melee influence, you get hit like 30 meters away if you include the 20 meters of melee influence on this thing. So 13-meter range with a Riven, 11-meter range without a Riven, very crazy far. Also, lots of high status chance for melee influence as well. So very good option here if you want a melee, but also, we have the best pistol in the game here, basically, so I'd say probably go for that instead. With the Latron Incarnon, the Incarnon form, after getting some headshots, makes this thing launch bouncing fireballs, and some of these perks in Latron are so strong, like Riddled Target giving built-in 100% multi-shot after some puncture procs, or even some built-in armor strip from puncture procs with flensing spikes, or critical parallel giving tons of crit chance and crit damage. An extremely powerful, hard-hitting rifle. I'd recommend you use it on the Latron Prime. For the Furis Incarnon, this is actually one of the best pistols in the game easily. It's a extremely high-powered, basically jet engine, I'd call it. So after some headshots to transform the Incarnon form, it's a wide hitbox, like fire blaster, pretty much. You can kill level 10,000s very easily with this. I've got a video with Wisp and this weapon on my channel. It will slay out max level enemies with ease. There's also a mod you can throw on here that gives this thing built-in lifesteal too. So it has lots of versatility and fun stuff going for it. So highly recommend the Furis Incarnon as your number 1 choice. You can use on the normal Furis, and a Riven has high dispo as well. So very good option here. It's probably like in competition with the Dual Toxicist Incarnon for the best pistol in the entire game. For the Furax Incarnon, now I did test this today. It does, Amalgam Furax body count does still buff Mesa's pistol's fire rate. So that's great. But as far as the weapon itself, it does not need the Incarnon to do that. So what does this Incarnon actually do? Well, once you get a 6x multiplier, it will be able to do a fire slam damage on the ground. It also gives you built-in slam efficiency. You could basically spam it over and over again. Beyond that extremely weak fire field it creates, it's just basically a high stat punching weapon. It's a very high stat punching weapon. If you just want to punch some enemies and kill some acolytes with a fist, go ahead and try it out. But yeah, it is not the best. It's definitely the lowest priority this week because you can do the outburst stat stick stuff without the Incarnon. There's no additional combo, no initial combo provided from the Incarnon perks, but the Furax Wraith does have built-in initial combo. And as far as the Strun, we've got one of the best shotguns in the game. This thing basically goes from a pellet shotgun into a rocket launcher. And as far as the perks, you can get tons of status chance with Elemental Balance, or a ton of multi-shot from Blazing Barrel. So yeah, definitely grab the Furis and Latron, but if you don't want to grab this, go ahead and grab the Strun instead. If you have the Strun, Latron, and Furis, go for Bow, then last place Furax. Hope that was helpful to somebody out there. Alright, let's move on to the Archon hunt, so we can see what kind of shards we can get. Okay, unfortunately it's a blue Archon shard, another health and armor one, but as far as your mission types in the Archon hunt, you got Spy, Excavation, and the final boss showdown. Go ahead and grab that. I guess you could combine it into a purple or a green shard. Now, as far as the Nightwave is definitely feeling like it's lost a little bit of steam at this point, but you still got, like, you know, I'd say you've still got like over a month or two to complete this. So no rush, and just a heads up too, they will always tell us at least 2 weeks in advance before this does end, okay? And I'll definitely put videos on the channel when it is about to end as well. But yeah, first, weekly Necrolyzer. Kill 100 enemies with a mech. Venus Miners, your next one, get 3 rare gems in the Orb Valis. First, Elite Weekly Survival. Do a 20-minute survival. And the Path Less Travel. Complete 5 different missions of the Steel Path. And you got your permanent weeklies. Kill some Eximus, complete some missions, and kill some more enemies. Now, as far as your cred offering store here, you got your evergreen stuff at the top as per usual. It looks like you got Komi's helmet, so that's nice to see. Komi's Orihime helmet. And see anything out of the ordinary here besides Komi's helmet. Looks pretty normal to me. For Aura Magic, Energy Siphon, Sniper Scavenger, and Steel Charge. Steel Charge is very nice to have. If you don't have that already, go ahead and grab that. Combat Reload for the Tigress. Efficient Music of Vetrix. Sentient Paragraph for the Bandicore, and Eximus Advantage for the Xylock. This one's kind of nice for the Xylock, but at the same time, it's a Xylock, so yeah. No one's going to really be using it that much. As far as Mastery Fodder here, you got the Heat Sword Blueprint, which could be nice to get some Mastery Fodder. And that's basically it. So, that's going to be pretty much it for your weekly reset, guys. Again, there is a Umbra forma alert starting on Friday. And I'll have plenty of build videos coming out this week. I've got my Korra build all put together and happy with the Korra build. I've been working my Gara build. It looks like I have a Gara Invigoration right here too. So yeah, expect tons of build videos this week on the channel. And I'll see you guys very soon on another video. Hopefully you're going to come by the stream, enter that Omni Forma Bundle giveaway. But if not, see you next one and take it easy. Peace!